Hello and welcome to Viewpoint. My name's Beaumont. Thank you for watching. Lots of little stories garnering my attention today, so let's go through them. First of all, of course, in America, today is D-Day. D for Digital Day. All television transmissions over the transmitter network in the US are digital transmissions. Viewers watching on analog will have seen only this as of this morning. Of course, some viewers in the UK are already seeing only that on analog. In my area, analog switch off is happening in the next couple of months. So pretty soon all the analog transmissions in our area will be that as well. Though that doesn't matter, I only watch digital at the moment. So there we go. Right, let's move on and have a look at some of the other stories making news. And in the wake of the MP's expenses scandal that I've been talking about extensively on this blog, Hazel Blears, who departed the government the day before the local election and European election voting, she's going to face a no-confidence motion next week at her constituency Labour Party. Now, her decision to quit as community secretary on the eve of the Council and European elections last week has been widely criticised. Now, she's told the Manchester Evening News she regretted the timing of her departure and its effect on the party. Now, if you recall, Labour crashed to its lowest share of the vote at the European elections and lost control of 4 key councils. Now, this might sound daft to some people, but I don't think Hazel Blears going on the eve of the election actually had a hell of a lot to do with the result. I think he'd have fallen to that anyway. So don't go blaming Hazel as a convenient scapegoat for something that the electorate was going to do. It certainly would not be fair on her to blame her for something that people were feeling out in the country already. It just does not seem right to make a scapegoat out of her. Polls have officially closed now in Iran's hotly contested elections, with supporters of both the current president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and his main rival, Mir Hossein Mousavi, saying they have enough votes to claim victory. Officials several times extended the polling deadline on Friday due to heavy turnout of voters in the Islamic Republic flocking to cast their ballots. I'll be keeping a close eye on this, because either way, it is a fascinating story. Whether Ahmadinejad pulls off the slightly unexpected result and actually gets the victory, or whether Mir Hossein Mousavi gets the victory here, the reformist candidate. It will be interesting to see how this result, this one election, affects how things happen between Iran and the rest of the world. We'll be keeping a close eye on this. This one, I'm afraid, has to come into the WTF file. This is big news in Australia, though, apparently. Former Federal Treasurer Peter Costello has stepped into the debate about Kevin Rudd's use of Australian slang, claiming it has left him confused about the Prime Minister's real identity. Media commentators have accused Mr. Rudd of trying too hard to appear like an ordinary bloke after he used the expression "fair shake of the sauce bottle" 3 times during a recent interview. Mr. Rudd has just laughed off the criticism, and rightly he should. Politicians are always doing this. Yeah, for people to suddenly step up and criticize a politician for using local slang. WTF. Now in Canada, everything's on a bit of a knife edge at the moment. Liberal leader Michael Ignatieff has said he was going to take the weekend to weigh up the Conservatives' second economic progress report before announcing whether his party will trigger an election. Now the NDP and the Bloc Québécois have already denounced the progress report and indicated Thursday that they would vote against Prime Minister Stephen Harper's minority Conservative government. Now, a spokesman for Ignatieff has told CBC News in Canada that the Liberal leader will use the weekend to read the report and consult with people on the party's next move before announcing his decision Monday. To be honest, he should push Harper out. Harper has not been good for Canada, and whilst I am less of an opinion that Ignatieff will be much better, I think Canadians will have to look towards the Greens and the New Democratic Party, the NDP. It'll be interesting to see on Monday whether Ignatieff does pull the trigger on a new election. And speaking of triggers, the gunman who opened fire at Washington's U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum this week is no better than a suicide bomber. Now that's according to a survivor of the Holocaust. Sel Hubert, 83, of Rybrook, New York, said he also fears that the shooter's ultimate act of Holocaust denial has invigorated others who embrace hate and who might wish to exact violence against others. He says, and I quote, "By doing this, he gives worldwide notoriety to himself and his ideals of hatred." There's no doubt that such right-wing extremism was always going to be happening as a result of Barack Obama's election. The Department of Homeland Security even said so, and conservative commentators forced an apology from Janet Napolitano. Bloody idiots. That's Viewpoint. I'm Ian Beaumont. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp. Stay tuned. Goodbye for now.